What's up, guys? How you doing? I'm Jules. Thank you for coming back for another video. If this is your first time here, welcome. If you've been here many times before, welcome back. It's, what is it, almost mid-June. This year has been, the last couple of years with COVID and everything else, just there's so many different things in my life. My life has been turned upside down over the last couple of years. It's, but the one thing that's been constant is these weekly videos every single week. Maybe not on the same day, but every single week pretty much. Missed a few times. And a lot of you guys have been with me for much, if not most of that ride. So I want to thank you guys very much. I also thank you for all the birthday wishes for last week. I really appreciate it. It was a very quiet one, which was good. And I'm still kind of, with all the kind of ups and downs and crazy changes that have happened in the last month or so, I'm still sort of sorting through sort of what I want to do and how I want to organize my time and things like that. So, but I do thank you guys very much. I also want to thank the folks that signed up on Patreon for the first week. Thank you guys so much. You guys are the first ones there. I'm going to talk more about what a Patreon membership means for you guys later in the episode. Let's just say that deals on patterns, really good deals on patterns, and some other goodies and things like that I think you would enjoy. So let's see here. I had to write down all my notes because I got to make sure that I talk about everything here. I finally got signed up for the Needlework Expo, which is at the end. Why am I wearing my headphones? I don't need to wear my headphones. I don't know why I'm wearing my headphones. I was listening to an audiobook. That's why I had them on. So I signed up for Needlework Expo, and that is a basically an online virtual show for, I believe it's just for, again, for stores to see designers, and it's not open to the public. The smoker is at it again, if you can hear her hacking over there. Binky, I'm gonna get you some Nicorette, but you have no teeth, so you can't chew gum. I'm gonna have to figure this out. Just gotta stop smoking. What was I talking? So I think a Needlework Expo is just like I said, it's kind of like Nashville Market, but online. So it'll be a chance for me to show even more work over the next, that I've been working on since Market. So it's just another way to kind of get my stuff out there, let designers see, let stores see what I'm doing. I'm the one talking. I don't know why she's the one kind of over there coughing and gagging. I'm not sure. But anyway, because she's fine. Literally, she has not done that all day until I started this video. Binky, go get some water. She's like, no, I got to be on the video. But that'll be coming up soon. But I wanted to thank you guys because I can actually tell from my Etsy store what patterns seem to be the most popular, what might sell. But what's interesting is when I found this out at Market was that the patterns that sold well online were not the ones that necessarily sold well at Market. At Market, it was a lot of my colored stuff looked good. People were interested in that, and not so much the black and white stuff, although I think that will change over time as people see more and more of my patterns actually stitched up so they can truly see sort of what the quality is on them. So, but I just got my renewal for Nashville Market as well, so I got to get my spot reserved for March because I'm definitely going again. So that's been good. Speaking of which, you might notice the new background behind me. This is something I've been working on this week. This is sort of the same kind of setup that I did for Market. And I don't have, like I said, I only have like a half a dozen patterns. I've still got the ones over here. I've washed everything, all the new, like I think I have another like 6 patterns over here that I need to frame, but all I got done this week was just I washed them, got the pen off of them, just hot water does that, and got them all laid out, and I got to iron them, and I got to start figuring out how I'm going to frame them. And I do have framing anxiety. I'm not sure, I'm gonna have to make sure that I'm totally like chill when I go to do that so that I can hopefully not frustrate myself too easily, which is honestly kind of easy to do sometimes. But so this was pretty much how I assembled my pieces at Nashville Market, but I wanted to create a background, a backdrop that people could see my stuff better. So let's just start with Lioness is up here, and this is it's a grayscale pattern. So anything that's sort of like not the lioness, this is like a weather person trying to figure out like where my hand is. So like that area, that's not stitched. So you could literally stitch this on any fabric you want, have the surroundings be whatever you want it to be, but then it's just a grayscale lioness. And you can see just how well that came out. So next up is Torn Dress. Torn Dress and Lioness were both stitched by Daphne Chamberlain. Thank you so much, Daphne. Again, I keep looking at the wrong I got a different, I downgraded my camera this last week so that I would, so much easier with this one, but I got to remember where the camera is. So Torn Dress, which this is actually a full coverage pattern, so it comes out really, really nicely, but it's a bigger pattern, so it's a lot of stitch in there. Next up is Raising the Flag, which is one of my favorites. We were able to kind of downscale this one a bit. There's not a lot of stitching. I think it's like 8,000 or 9,000 stitches now. So considering we just had Memorial Day and there's 4th of July coming up, this is a popular pattern for folks. And then up here, let's see, up here we have Eiffel Tower, black and white. So I gotta tell you, I gotta thank Ronnie Rowe again for teaching me his style, because it's the only way that you can actually make these things look 3D. And hi Zuzu. And so it's been really, really cool, and I'm really happy about that, how well it turned out. I love stitching that particular piece, and comes out really nice. Another one here, we got the Frenchie, the French Bulldog, same thing, monochrome design. Again, with these things, you could stitch them on any fabric you wanted to. If you wanted to do like a light pink or whatever you want to do, that is something that would really make these things pop. You also don't have to use the black 310 DMC that I use to stitch. You can stitch with any color you'd like to. You can really go crazy and be quite creative. And then finally, the last one up here is my Twin Towers. Let me adjust my camera a second. My Twin Towers is up here. This is a pattern that's just sort of a Twin Towers memorial. Very, very colorful. Again, not a full cross stitch. Within the pattern itself, it's full, but then everything like around the outside is, I can't figure this out, is the fabric is going to show. So hold on a second. If you can hear this. You don't look at her, listen to the wagging tail. Well, I'm not talking to you. But I'm not. She's like, I want to go for, now she's going to try and climb on my lap. Let's not do that. Whoa! As I mess up everything. Sorry about that, guys. Come here. Go fresh. All right, that's going to have to be good for now. All right, chill. You got to wait till I'm done. So hold on a second, pause. Alrighty. I'm hoping it's not even, I know it's not level. I messed it all up. It's okay. So yeah, so those are all the patterns behind me. If you can't even really see. So, all right, let's just readjust this a second. Let me just readjust this down towards me a smidge. Oh, AV at its finest. I was never in the AV club at school, if there was such a thing at my school. I don't even know if there was. Okay. All right, I'm so sorry, guys. I really am. All right, so what else are we doing? So I got the background stuff talked about. Oh yeah, so it's time for current progress. I can always tell, like, looking at my white hairs, show up really nice in this. All right, so current progress. So I got some good progress done on both pieces. I did not have a finish this week. I should have a finish in the coming week. first up, we're going to show you this sun worship, which is really starting to kind of come in here. I finally got some more of the black outline, her dress sort of on top. I've stitched more. Let's see, where did I stitch this week? I stitched a lot everywhere. I stitched up here, stitched over there a little bit. Still working on the outside of her dress, because the inside's going to be super colorful. So, but I think this next week it's just gonna, I think every week going forward it's going to just pop and look better and better. This is 18 count. I'm doing this 2/1 full cross stitch, which, like I said, it reminds me every time I start stitching on this that I really don't want to stitch any more of my projects full cross stitch. It just takes too long, and so it's like twice the number of stitches if I do like a half stitch, and it comes out really well. So I definitely can do that. By the way, I want to mention while I'm thinking about it, because I'll forget it later, but if you are a Patreon member, I do post about, I've posted about 4 or 5 times this past week, and that's my goal at least every week. A lot of times when I finish stitching at the end of the day, I'll take a picture of whatever I've worked on for that day, as well as a updated stitch count, and to just show sort of where where I'm at with my progress, how many stitches I got done that day. I like seeing that kind of stuff with other people, just to sort of see, you know, it's sort of a, it's kind of a comparison in a sense, but it's also motivation, like just the more stitching you can get done. But that's just another fun thing. Again, we'll talk about Patreon a little bit later on. And then we got Sea Turtle Monochrome, which is coming together very nicely. So I'm loving it. I'm going to see what it looks like. I haven't seen what it looks like on camera. So yeah, that's coming together really nicely. Yet again, I did not, I didn't, so it's going to be, oh, look, I got like the lasagna on there on it. So it's another one of those where I didn't get it perfectly centered, which is sort of like my calling card for stitching. So, but I'm 50% of the way through this one. It's about 4,000 stitches to go. And I'm hoping I can roughly do about 1,000 stitches a day, finish it early next week or so. Follow my progress on Patreon. And I know I'm going to get annoying saying that, but we'll get into that later. So, but there it is. So this one is 25 count fabric, and it's just a kind of a 2/1. Yeah, 2/1 half stitch. So it's coming together really nicely. And if you ever worry about the friction pens that I use now, and I have to use the friction ones on 25 count, because the older ones that I used to use, they're not sharp enough to like really line the lines on 25 count. Strolled me. So so yeah, so there's that. I should have had it much more centered. Maybe when I'm actually framing my own stuff, I'll like get better at telling myself like, you know, how about centering those pieces? So we'll see. So those are those two. I really didn't stitch on anything else. I did load quite a bit more onto my Pattern Keeper app on my tablet, and just to kind of prepare for like what's next. But I'm still just kind of, like I said, I'm still kind of just, there are some days where I stitch a lot, and other days where I'm like, I was home all day, I got like 200 stitches done. What was I doing? And so anyway, so those are that progress. I did not put any new patterns on the stores this week, the Etsy store. I did work on the Shopify store, which is the one that's at Etsy, or the one that is at stitchingjewelsdesign.com. There's too many things to remember. And I got a lot more patterns transferred over, and then Shopify started having a seizure and I couldn't work on it, and then I haven't gotten back to it since. So I'm hoping to have I don't really want to put all of my patterns on the Shopify store. I want to kind of like put just my best stuff on there, the stuff that sells and the stuff that I think people like the most. Etsy has like every pattern that I've done pretty much. I've taken away a few patterns that weren't very good and didn't sell at all, so I've taken some off there. But that's where it's at. You can also follow me on Instagram. I always forget about Instagram. I have to write that down now. It's Stitching Jewels Design on Instagram. I do try and post there. I'm really bad at it. I'm trying to get more used to taking pictures and posting stuff. because I'm not really an Instagram user. So well, I'm not really any kind of social media user except for YouTube. And so that's the only one that I can remember to focus on. So, all right, and there's that. So finally, at the end, I wanted to talk again about Patreon because I wanted to let you guys know all the amazing benefits that you would get by joining Patreon. Patreon is a creator-driven community that helps to directly fund creators by subscriptions, basically to like myself. But doing a subscription gets you all kinds of stuff, and specifically it will save you money on patterns. If you really like what I do and you would like to get patterns, you're like, I want to save some money on patterns, but there's one pattern I want, or there's 4 patterns or whatever that I want. Patreon's a great way to go about actually getting that. And so there are different levels of Patreon subscriptions. And so I can sort of choose whatever level I want to. And I try to have a variety of different levels for people to just, again, a lot of it's based on how many patterns that you want. So let me make sure. I actually was going to read this off my email. Not my email, but my store page. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, I took it off, didn't I? I took it off. No. Did I really take it off? All right, I'm going to pause. Hold on, time out. Okay, finally. I'm not sure what I did. I'm always doing something weird. So the lowest level to join is $3 a month. And as it is a subscription service, was one of those things that you sign up, and then as long as you want to be a patron, it'll be $3 a month billed the first of the month. But after that, you can cancel anytime you want, no biggie. $3 a month is the basic sort of support level where you're not getting any discounts on patterns, but what you are going to get is the first 30 days of Patreon. I'm actually, for anybody who signs up in the month of June, I'm going to send them, after June is over, I'm going to send them a postcard, personalized postcard from Colorado. And so it doesn't matter where in the world you are. If you are signed up by the end of June, I will send you a postcard in July thanking you for joining. And that'd be fun. Let's see. You also get entered into a monthly raffle for Pattern Stash. You guys know that I have a lot of stuff that I've accumulated over the years that I'm not going to be stitching. And I think starting at the end of July, so it'll give everybody a couple of months a chance to join. I've got a lot of things that I'm going to start just raffling off on Patreon. I was sort of giving things away on here, but I really want to make the people that do the Patreon, I want to give everybody as much as I can as a thank you for helping me out, because I really do appreciate it. Then there's, and then you get access to the posts. Like I told you before, I've done about 4 or 5 posts this last week. I do, like I said, I do a lot of end of the day, here's how far I am stitching, but there's pictures of, picture of Binky on there. I'm going to put more pictures of the dogs on there as well. But just a fun place to kind of see a little bit more behind the scenes. And people would ask, well, why would you do that there and not do it necessarily on YouTube? Well, it's privacy is a lot of it. I don't necessarily want everything that I do completely out there for free for anybody to see it. And I'm not saying for free. I'm just saying that when you do a video on YouTube, anybody can look and see what you're doing and see your stuff and hear your stuff. And I wanted to put some of that behind the scenes so that it's not quite so out there all the time. So next up tier is, there's a $7, I call it the $3 is called the Starter Crew, and the $7 per month is called the Stitchy Patrons. What you get with this level for $7 a month is everything that I just talked about. You also get one digital download from the Etsy store per month. So at the end of the month, basically when the billing goes through, I will reach out to everybody and be like, what patterns do you want? You'll just get a direct email for those. Any pattern you want, that's on my store. And it doesn't matter how big, how little, or whatever you want, I will email that to you. And then, like I said before, you get like the personal postcard for the first month of, or first month of signing up. You get the monthly raffle. You get also early access to content. So what I mean by that is, like, if I'm working on a pattern and I haven't put it up yet, I'm gonna post some of those things on Patreon so people can Patreon, so that people can see what's on there, and maybe also give me suggestions of what else they would like to see. So the next tier is called the consultant tier, and that's at $15 a month. And the reason why I call it the consultant tier is because at this level, hopefully when I get enough people on it, that we can start doing some polls and things like that, so folks can kind of guide me in the direction of where they want me to go in terms of pattern design and things like that. So you get everything else. You get the posts, the patron-only posts. You get the early access. You get entered into the monthly raffle, the postcard for the first month, and you get 2 digital patterns per month. So at $15, that is, most of my patterns on the page are like $8 to $9 right now on Etsy. So at $15 a month, you're getting those for like $7.50 plus all the other content. So this is really for people who like my work and want to get patterns. And so I mean, that's a pretty good deal. Next tier is, I call it the stitching addict, because these are the people that are like the pattern accumulators, the stash accumulators. Again, you get everything else that the prior tiers got. The early access, the posts, the monthly raffle, the voting. But there's 2 new things that you get on this one. You get 3 patterns, and I don't do this. This hurts me, so I do this. So 3 new patterns, or 3 digital patterns from the Etsy store. And again, it can be any patterns that you want it to be. At the end of the month, after people have been, whatever, at the end of the month basically is when I'm planning on sending those patterns out. So and lastly, on this tier, you also get, so I mean, incredible deal. You're averaging slightly over $7 a pattern, so you are saving a bit. But if you were to continue at this level, and keep subscribing to me, after 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months, there is some merch that will be sent out to you. It's no additional charge. It'll just be part of your package. There's some stickers, some mugs, and like a little mini print that it's everything's kind of, I've designed it, done some different things on it. Some of it's some different logo type stuff, but it's just stuff I've been creating for like behind the scenes. I do want to offer more merch. I want to create more. Now that I'm kind of got a bit more time, I would love to be able to create more in the sense of t-shirt design and things like that, tote design maybe, but I haven't quite gotten there yet. Even though I have more time, I seem to have filled my extra time up with more things. So, and also just to let you know that global shipping is included with the Stitching Addict, with this merch. So if you live in Australia or Canada or the UK or wherever you live, if you are on the Stitching Addict, your merch will be sent to you no matter where you are. So, and again, no extra cost, just that $22 a month. And then finally, the final tier, and this is the expensive tier, because this one you get a lot of stuff. So it's the commissioner tier. And the reason why it's called the commissioner tier is because once a month you can commission me to do a pattern of anything you want, and I will get it done within that month. And it is $50 a month. I currently charge $40 for a commissioned piece on Etsy, but you can do a $50 a month commission, and I can do anything that you want me to, and you still get everything else that was previously mentioned. You get 3 digital patterns every month. You get the merchandise sent to you no matter where you are in the world every quarter. You get the posts. You get the voting. You get everything. And so if anybody out there was willing to do that, I would be most grateful. Trying to make this more of a business now. since I'm not working anymore. And so, well, not working where I was working, no longer being a vet. So got to make everything else, you know, make this work, so to speak. So sorry for the long-windedness about Patreon, but like I said, I feel like this is a great deal for those of you guys who love my patterns and who jump in and do that, who are buying patterns from me every month. I think you can save some money and also be assured that I'm going to continue to create, because in the last, oh yeah, that's something else I wanted to mention. On the Etsy store page, if you haven't been there in a little while, I used to have on the side like digital download patterns and then physical patterns. And I've decided to kind of skip the physical patterns for now. If you really need a physical pattern, reach out to me and let me know. We can maybe try to make it work. I would prefer, if you wanted a physical pattern of anything you see or anything that's in my store, that you talk to your current or your local needlework shop, ask them to contact me, reach out to me, and we'll make that happen for you. But I transitioned everything over to digital. And what I did was I created categories now that make it a lot easier to search. So like there's a patriotic one. There's all my monochromes are in one section. Not full coverage. The ones that look like paintings are all in full coverage. My animal ones are all in one section. But I also have a section at the top called New Patterns in, like it'll be over the last couple of months. So right now it's May and June, patterns I've created in May and June. And that's so you can see what's new. So if you, like I said, you go to the store, but you haven't been in the store maybe in the last month, you can just pop on there and see what it is that's new. And I will change that going forward every month. Like I'll remove the May ones and put July ones on there, that kind of thing. So I'm just trying to make it easier for people to be able to see what's going on there. So I think that's it. It's a long video. It's a lot to talk about. I need a drink. My throat's getting kind of sore. I'm getting like Binky. I'm gonna start hacking. Actually, I'm not like Binky. I don't smoke. She's like, she's laying. I have the black drape is down here, and she's sleeping right next to, or she was sleeping. Come here, Dinkers. Oh, stinky Dinky. Stinky Dinky. Stinky Dinky. She's a mess, and here's the reason why. She doesn't let me mess with her face or her hair or anything. I have been working on her nails, and maybe now that I'm going to be home more often, we can work on having her be okay with me trimming her face. And she's so flippin' cute when she's got just all the hair off her face. She looks like the rat from, what's that movie? Ice Age. Don't act like you're all like sad, because you don't take photos well, but this is just how she is. So let's get you down here, girl. All right. So anyway, so that's it for today. I'm gonna get to work on some patterns. Actually, when I was looking on my computer this morning, I was like, I actually have 3 or 4 patterns that I need to kind of get to work on. Always looking for new stuff that people are gonna enjoy. So, but I want to thank you again, guys. I'm so grateful that I have this community and this outlet. Since I have, it's not a retirement, it's just a career change. And I'm grateful that I have had all this time that I've worked on cross-stitch stuff. And it's what I love, and it's what I will continue to do. And I thank you guys for whether this is your first video or your 300th video. I really do thank you guys. And I know there's quite a few of you guys that have been there for a long time. So anyway, all right, happy stitching, stay cool. It's getting hot out there. Stay safe from a lot of crazy storms that are out there, and I'll see you guys soon, and have a great weekend. Take care.